Hello, this is Tiara and welcome to another video. Thank you for joining me, and I don't know what I'm saying. Today we are doing another Clockwork Chronicles short story, but we're continuing on to the Clockwork Chronicles mini novel, Hero of Wonderberg, Part 1, Capture. As you can tell from the title, obviously, this is the second part of that. And yeah, my words are a little mumbled and jumbled. As you saw from the last video, something was going on, and as you can see from the time now, from back in the video, we spent a few hours doing something. Like, I could have easily edited this stuff. I have edited this stuff, but I spent an hour with Stampy and Squishy on the realm that I was working on with friends, and that was crazy. That was fun. It was awesome. But yeah, get on to the video. Definitely see that on Twitter anyway, so it was crazy. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like and make sure the bell is on. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so, because yeah, the next part will be soon. And unfortunately, there might be a incoming cliffhanger. There might be, depending on when I stop it. Squishy couldn't believe how well things were going. One moment, everything seemed uneasy and uncertain, and the next, the three of them were having fun and enjoying themselves. Even though it was mostly her and Stampy doing all the fun things, while William stood guard to ensure their safety, she still felt that it was still worth it, especially for her friend. The sun was now passing the highest point in the sky, turning a brand new morning into an early afternoon. It was still very lovely, without a cloud in the sky, not even the appearance of a familiar helicopter, which was a relief to her. The last thing she wanted was for the men to attack them on this perfect day. She knew Stampy needed a break from all the dangers that seemed to lurk at every corner. Yet, even as the day went on, she had a persistent feeling that something wasn't quite right. No doubt something was wrong, but she really didn't want to push him if he didn't want to tell her. She trusted him, and she knew that the cat needed time to process everything sometimes. As the day went on, though, the happy mood soon began to shift as she noticed the cat looking a little uneasy. It was something she really saw in him now, since he always tried to hide it from them. She knew that there was something wrong, and she wasn't sure she could wait in suspense any longer. "What's on your mind, Stampy?" she asked him, as they rounded a corner of the town, now starting to head back towards the house. They had both decided to play a few mini games, which had been fun. However, Stampy hadn't wanted to be gone too long from the house for long, and she didn't mind. Trying to be unpredictable and not giving their enemies a foothold was harder than she had realized. They could come after them at any moment if they wanted to. She did not like the thought of that at all. "I'm fine," the cat said again, rolling his shoulders back as he quickened his pace, William right behind them, glancing around the area warily. "Something seems to be bothering you, Stampy," she told him. "Is everything okay?" "I think so," the cat admitted with a shrug. "Sure, we know if something was wrong." "Not necessarily," she told him simply, doing her best to keep in step with him. She knew the look of worry and unease on her friend's face, even if he tried to hide it from her. "You can tell me." The cat bit his bottom lip with uncertainty as he glanced over at William, who seemed to give a short, encouraging nod, as the cat let out a sigh. "It's a long story, but I really don't think there's anything you need to worry about." "There's something you're not telling me," she insisted. "Right." The cat nodded sheepishly in agreement. "But we're too much in the open to talk about it." "Why? Does it have to do with—" She started before stopping herself when seeing the desperation in the cat's eyes. It was something he wasn't saying that she understood as it all came together. "I think I understand now." "Yeah," the cat said with a sad smile. "A lot is on my mind lately, that's all. I'm fine, just a lot of unanswered questions." Okay, she replied. You would say something if there was anything wrong, right? Of course I would, Squishy. The cat nodded. Right now, though, everything seems fine. Slightly reassured, the duckling nodded as she looked straight ahead. The concern for her friend slight but firm. He had been through so much, and even though he had explained a lot of things to her, there were some things he just couldn't tell. Why keep Wonderberg a secret? She had to believe that was why he was being so secretive. He'd never done it before. Right now, something had happened months ago that had resulted in him revealing the expression that he had when she had pulled out that vest. It wasn't fear, but a mix of emotions that somehow seemed frightening. An expression of sadness she could barely wrap her head around. She looked over to the guy's direction, noticed him nervously fidget with one of the lime green strings that attached to his vest front. It looked well worn and loved, so many memories seeming to flood off his loose strings at the hem. The cat's orange ginger fur gleamed in the sunlight as the cat's green eyes looked straight ahead, any hint of unease fading. Maybe he felt better now, knowing that someone understood. Why hadn't he said anything sooner? Or had it never crossed his mind until now? Any of these could be possible. Right now, just knowing that there wasn't anything they needed to worry about yet was enough. The moment soon passed when she suddenly heard something from behind. She froze when she noticed the beaver had stopped walking, her eyes moving to glance over at her friend. Their eyes met. They had all heard the sound. Had someone been following them? Was someone watching them? Who's there? The cat demanded, as he turned to face where the sound had come from. It had gone quiet now. The duckling watched the cat extend his overpowered sword, the beaver putting on full diamond armor before clutching his own blade in his paws. The duckling doing the same. There was an uneasy silence, and the cat added loudly and clearly, "We know you're there. We're here. May as well show yourself." "And how can you be sure there's just one of us?" a voice asked from the shadows. The duckling glancing around, she tried to find the source of the voice. It looked as though there was no one around. "What do you want, then?" the cat demanded, sounding bold and ready for action. There was no hint of unease or fear in his voice, which gave her hope. "You've been keeping something from us that you haven't been telling the truth about," the voice mused with a chuckle. "Like what?" the cat said firmly. "I'll never betray my friends, and you know that very well." "I'm not talking about your YouTuber friend, Stampy Cat. You never have been," the man said with a chuckle, as the duckling heard more footsteps, seeing a tall man in a black uniform walk out from the shadows. The expression on his sharp features seemed to match the same longing he had in his dark gray eyes. "Mr. A wants to see you. After all, you'll be perfect for the next part of our plan." "And what's that?" the cat asked simply. "You'll see soon enough," the man mused as he pulled something from his pocket. It looked to be a greenish-blue spherical object. Memorable. "Have to get through us first," Squishy said defiantly, pushing the cat behind her as she said it. "No one messes with my friend without messing with me first." "Ah, you very much underestimate me, little duckling." The man chuckled as he smiled. "I don't have to take one step before the three of you will be surrounded and outnumbered." Glacier watched as more men began to appear from the shadows. Some of them were lean, some muscular. Some were even holding different weapons: axes, bows, shields, and even some crossbows. There were still swords, but it was nothing compared to the fact that there were far more of their enemy than any of them had realized. "I'll give you one chance to surrender, and no one needs to get hurt," the man offered coldly. "Otherwise, you'll know what is going to happen next." "You won't get away with this," the cat said confidently. What exactly won't I get away with, cat? Do you know?" The man mused as he shook his head. "You know nothing," snapped the cat. "We have planned well for this moment." The When she noticed the cat's expression of unease at the man said this, anger sparking in her as she thought about the countless times the men had tried to tear him down time and time again. They would get through this. They had to. There was no other way. These men couldn't get what they wanted, even if she had to make sure of it herself. How much are we on this? Yeah. We're gonna have to end this episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I will see you in the next one, whenever that might be. Goodbye.